Hey guys, it's Jedi Lex, and come with me on my road to Star Wars Celebration Japan. On Thursday, April 17th, I kicked off my morning in the lively streets of Dotonbori and Shinsaibashi, two must-visit spots in Osaka. My first destination, the famous Rikuro's, a bakery known far and wide for its freshly baked cheesecakes. I arrived about 30 minutes before opening, and there was already a decent line forming. I wasn't the only one eager to try one of these iconic treats. Rikuro's cheesecakes are known for their super light, airy texture, almost like a sponge cake, but thanks to the cream cheese, they still have enough density to make them feel rich and satisfying. That signature jiggle you all see over social media? Yeah, it's real, and it's just as mesmerizing to see in person. Flavor-wise, it's not your typical cheesecake. It has a delicate cheese taste that's subtle and unique, paired with a gentle sweetness that's not overpowering. One cool feature is the golden raisins that are scattered around the bottom of the cake. If you're not a fan of raisins, don't worry, they're super easy to avoid. And the texture, incredibly soft and fluffy, and it melts in your mouth. Totally worth the hype. After grabbing my cheesecake, I decided to take a stroll around Dotonbori to explore a bit more. First, I got to see the famous Glico Running Man, the iconic landmark that everyone comes to snap pictures with. It's such a classic. I also passed by the massive Don Quixote's Dotonbori store, which is hard to miss, especially with its giant yellow Ferris wheel. It's one of the largest landmarks in Osaka. Even though it was still daytime and most of the shops were either closed or just getting ready to open, it was still so cool to see all the huge, vibrant signs that Dotonbori is famous for. The towering displays, even without the usual flashing lights, really made the area feel iconic and full of life. It's one of those spots that just has such a unique energy, even in the daytime. After getting my cheesecake from Rikuro's and checking out all of the massive signs around Dotonbori, I made my way to another spot I've been dying to try, A Happy Pancake in Shinsaibashi. This place has been all over my feed, and with so many people raving about it, I knew I had to see what all the hype was about. And let me just say, the reviews were not wrong. It was worth the wait. I ordered the pancakes with the cheese mousse and berry sauce, and oh my gosh, it was amazing. The pancakes were soft, thick, and so fluffy they practically melted in my mouth. The combination of the creamy cheese mousse with the sweet berry sauce was unreal. Rich, not too heavy, but perfectly balanced. And one of the coolest parts? They have a counter where you can watch the pancakes being made fresh right in front of you. It was so fascinating seeing the whole process, the way they carefully cook each pancake low and slow to get that perfect jiggly texture. Definitely one of the highlights of my morning in Osaka. After feeling up on pancakes, I made my way to the Pokémon DX Center in Osaka to check it out. Visiting one of these centers has been on my list, especially since they're a big part of the pop culture here in Japan and spread all across the country, so getting to explore one in person felt like a must. It's been a long time since I've played Pokemon, but I still recognize quite a few of the characters and the nostalgia kicked in. The store was packed with collectibles, everything from plushies in every size imaginable to card packs, Pokeballs, and tons of awesome figures. Even if you're not a hardcore fan, it was super fun to just wander around and take it all in. There's something special about getting to visit a Pokemon Center in Japan. Since the LEGO store was just around the corner from the Pokémon Center, I couldn't resist stopping by, especially to grab a stamp for my LEGO passport. This store was massive, way bigger than the ones I've been to back in Florida. What really stood out were the incredible display builds scattered throughout the store. They had several Osaka-inspired LEGO creations, including giant models that capture the spirit of the city in such a creative way. One of the coolest parts was a LEGO version of a street vendor serving up famous local foods like takoyaki and okonomiyaki. There was also a huge mural of Dotonbori, but with a twist. The usual billboards were replaced with classic LEGO themes like Ninjago, Technic, Duplo, and Bionicle. Another standout was a LEGO version of the Osaka Tower, which was so intricate and detailed. Seriously, the attention to detail was amazing, and the whole display was so impressive. Whether you're a hardcore LEGO fan or just a casual fan, this place was an absolute treat. After all that exploring, I headed back to the hotel to grab my luggage and begin my journey back to Tokyo. It took a few different trains to get from the hotel to Shinsaibashi Station, but navigating the rail system here has been a really fun, but difficult at times, part of the adventure. Once I got to Shinsaibashi, I boarded the bullet train back to Tokyo Station. I made sure to grab a seat on the left side of the train so I could catch another glimpse of Mount Fuji on the way back. It's such an iconic view, and no matter how many times you see it, it never gets old. Once I arrived at Tokyo Station and started making my way to the train for Kaihu Makuhari Station, I started noticing something that got me so hyped. Star Wars posters were everywhere. They were all over the station and even inside the train itself. Seeing all of that totally got me in the mood for celebration, which was starting the next day. After getting off the train, I headed straight to Hall 9 to pick up my badges for Star Wars Celebration. The process was super organized and it only took about 15 minutes to get through the line. All I had to do was present my ID and the QR code with my ticket information, and by around 6 p.m. I had my badges in hand. The show store was also located in the same hall, and even though it wasn't open yet, a lot of us were peeking over the balcony ledge, trying to catch some early glimpses of all the exclusive merch while they were setting everything up. The excitement in the air was palpable. Everyone was buzzing, knowing that the event was about to kick off tomorrow morning. With my badges in hand, I made my way to the hotel to finally check in, and wow, the line was absolutely insane. It took almost 2 full hours to get through check-in on Thursday night. I think just about everyone had the same idea of arriving early to settle in before the big weekend. Even though the wait was long, the energy from everyone in line and in the lobby was electric. We were all there for the same reason: Star Wars celebration. Once I finally made it up to my room, I was able to put all of my things down and take in the space. This is what my room for the rest of my stay in Japan looked like. I got everything I needed ready for the next day, which is a day I had been waiting on for almost an entire year. Just enough time for a good night rest before the madness of Star Wars celebration kicked off early the next morning. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like, as well as subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, or even click to watch one of my other videos, and may the Force be with you.